I wasn't really expecting much out of Baymax, but it's fun, it's funny, it's heartwarming, it's charming. Scott Adsit is absolutely fantastic as the voice of Baymax, and it kind of makes me want him to continue doing this role. And at no more than 12 minutes an episode, which is fantastic, you can binge it immediately. It's great. They tackle everything from appreciation to fear to a little girl getting her first period, which not Disney's first time doing that, as well as tackling change. And I think they do all of it very, very well. Never would I thought that something like Minions would take off so huge. And here we are with the 5th or 6th movie of the franchise, the 3 Despicable Me movies, and then this is the 2nd or 3rd Minions movie. I honestly don't remember because at this point there's been so many. Minions: The Rise of Gru is not really anything special, but the movie is silly, it's fun, it's definitely a great movie for kids. I myself at fucking 35, I laughed a little bit. Not that much, not as much as the first Minions movie or the first couple of Despicable Me movies, but I saw this because I'm a big fan of Steve Carell. But it's a great movie for kids. South Park: The Streaming Wars Part 2 did not hold back. Whether they parodied all the crypto commercials featuring Matt Damon, Gwyneth Paltrow, Larry David, Naomi Osaka, Reese Witherspoon, and instead of crypto, it was them eating and drinking piss. And it's absolutely hysterical to see, these depictions of celebrities just gagging while trying to eat and drink all this. One part I really liked, and it was close to the beginning, where someone says something along the lines of having to do with streaming services is, you make an exclusive deal with one streaming service, and then you turn around and make another deal with another streaming service. It was something along those lines, but it was 100% definitely reference to, at first, them signing a exclusive deal with HBO Max, but then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they signed another deal with Paramount Plus, which basically says fuck you to HBO Max. But overall, South Park: The Streaming Wars Part 2 is absolutely hysterical. It's South Park at the absolute top of their game, and I cannot wait to see what they do next. So Elves takes the typical, cute little cuddly elf and turns it into this crazy man-eating woodland creature. So it's pretty dark, but the effects are fantastic. The puppetry, the costumes, they just look great. There is awesome horror action. The story is actually entertaining, and it keeps you at the edge of your seat at times. And unlike Netflix's show Dark, the English overdub is fantastic. So at no point do we hear Tiffany's "I Think We're Alone Now," and it is a huge missed opportunity. But anyway, both Peter Dinklage and Ellie Fanning are fantastic in their respective roles, but towards the end we get a little twist that it's not really surprising, so that's kind of a bit of a letdown. And this movie offers a lot of plot holes, a lot of loose ends, and by the end of the movie, it's at least the loose ends are tied up. A lot of the plot holes are not filled, but they're tied up so quickly, it just kind of makes you sit there scratching your head, being like, what? So there's a spaceship or something underground, and it turns out there's ones all over the world, and it can transport you anywhere as long as there's the transporter on the other end. But it might also be transporting people to the moon or a different planet or a different universe or something. I mean, honestly, that part is really confusing because it's never actually explained what it is. Ultimately, it's just one big allegory for heaven and God. But overall, it's very well acted. J.K. Simmons and Sissy Spacek, they are absolutely amazing together. And while the whole thing is kind of a bit convoluted and weird, it's actually a pretty decent show. Choose or Die is a very interesting concept. It takes the old school computer choose your own adventure games and turns it into a killer game, I guess. No matter what you choose, something bad happens, either to somebody you know, somebody you love, or a waitress at a restaurant that you happen to be eating at right now. It's surprisingly a well-done movie. You don't really see a lot of well-done horror these days. People are getting better at it. Hollywood's getting better at it. But they're still few and far between. But I approve of Choose or Die. You know, I wanted to see St. Maud when it first came out. But then, you know, pandemic. I just noticed that it was on Prime. So I finally got to watch it. And holy shit, this movie is downright bone-chilling at times. Morfydd Clark, if I'm saying her first name right, I'm probably not because it's spelled with a Y in there, but she is amazing as Maud. Like, she is both sympathetic but scary at the same time, because is she talking to God? Is she talking to the devil? Or is she just crazy? Also, the ending. Oh, whoa. Holy shit, man. So take How to Train Your Dragon, but put it in the ocean. Well, I guess part of How to Train Your Dragon was in the ocean anyway. But instead of dragons, it's just humongous sea monsters. And instead of hunting dragons, they're hunting these sea monsters. But eventually they learn to, you know, be like, oh, wait a minute, you're not so bad. So it's basically How to Train Your Dragon, but with sea monsters. So the Terminalist stars Chris Pratt, and he really takes to the role. He really makes it his own, and he's great in it. Constance Wu is also in this, and she is fantastic. But my problem with this is that the story is kind of all over the place. Like, 1 minute you're here, 1 minute you're there, and then all of a sudden, you know, this is the truth. No, wait, that's the truth. That's the truth. No, wait, this little bit's the truth. This tiny bit is wrong, but the rest of it is the truth. It's kind of convoluted, the whole thing, and it's kind of confusing to watch.
Did you enjoy the review? Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to get notified when more reviews go live. Feel free to leave a comment to discuss your thoughts on the movie or show, and I will see you next time.